New Zealand has become the 48th country to identify a case of COVID-19.
We're deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. We have therefore made the assessment that COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
As of midnight Sunday, every person entering New Zealand, including returning New Zealand citizens and residents, will be required to enter self-isolation for 14 days. I'm announcing an alert system for COVID-19. That alert system can apply to the whole country. New Zealand is currently at alert level 2, where the disease is contained but the risks are growing. This is also the level where we ask people to work differently if they can.
There are 36 new COVID-19 cases in New Zealand. There remain currently 2 that we cannot be certain where the infection came from. We are therefore treating them as community transmission.
We will move to alert level 3 nationwide. After 48 hours, the time required to ensure essential services are in place, we will move to level 4. These decisions will place the most significant restrictions on New Zealanders' movements in modern history. A state of national emergency has been declared across New Zealand. I have one simple message for New Zealanders today as we head into the next 4 weeks. Stay at home. It will break the chain of transmission and it will save lives.
Sadly, New Zealand has had its first death linked to COVID-19 on the West Coast. The death was in a woman in her 70s who had initially been admitted for what was thought to be influenza, complicated by an underlying chronic health condition.
The sacrifice made to date has been huge, and Cabinet wanted to make sure we lock in our gains and give ourselves some additional certainty. On that basis, New Zealand will move out of Alert Level 4 lockdown at 11:59 p.m. on Monday, April 27.
Today we take further steps in enabling New Zealanders together to respond, recover and rebuild.
Trust us, the worst is yet ahead of us. Let's prevent this tragedy.
Our team of 5 million has both sacrificed and achieved a huge amount in just under 11 weeks as the world reckoned with and continues to reckon with a virus that went from obscurity at the start of the year to a global pandemic that will linger. And so while the job is not done, there is no denying this is a milestone. So can I finish with a very simple Thank you, New Zealand. After 102 days, we have our first cases of COVID-19 outside of a managed isolation or quarantine facility in New Zealand. Today, Cabinet has agreed to maintain our current settings for an additional 12 days, bringing us to a full 2 weeks in total. The Director-General has recommended to Cabinet, and Cabinet has agreed to apply a short extension of Level 3 restrictions in Auckland until 11:59 p.m. this Sunday, 30 August. On the advice of the Director-General, Cabinet has decided on a short extension to the current restrictions of Alert Level 2.5 for Auckland and Level 2 for the rest of the country. We haven't had many days without new cases appearing in Auckland, and it only requires one person travelling and attending a super spreader event somewhere else in the country, and we could be looking at further restrictions elsewhere.
New case has now been directly genomically linked to the recent case of a defence worker from the jet park. That direct link means that the new case doesn't point to an unknown border incursion. Masks will now need to be worn on all public transport in Auckland, in and out of Auckland, and on domestic passenger flights throughout the country. We received information from the Ministry of Health about a person in the community who has tested positive for COVID-19 after they have left our managed isolation facilities. The case is a 56-year-old woman who has recently been through isolation at the Pullman Hotel in Auckland after returning from Europe.
We got here at 9 o'clock. And it's, 25 to 1, and we've just got in the car park to be done, and we've still got a long way to go.
These two people are linked to the border who have tested positive and are in the community. The two people, a father and young daughter, have been moved to the Auckland quarantine facility, and a third family member, the mother, has continued to test negative.
Today, Cabinet confirmed formal government approval to use the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine.
That means we should be in a position, all things going to plan, to start vaccinating our border workers from next Saturday, the 20th of February.
There are 3 positive cases, a mother, father and daughter, from one household in South Auckland.
In line with this precautionary approach that has served us so well as a country to date, Cabinet have made the following decisions. As of 11:59 p.m. tonight, Sunday, February 14, Auckland will move to level 3 for a period of 3 days until midnight on Wednesday. That is why Cabinet met this evening and made the decision that Auckland will need to move to Alert Level 3 for a period of 7 days. The Level 3 remains the same as you will recall from earlier in the month. That means the main thing we are asking people in Auckland to do is to stay at home.